This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, Bell lawsuit. A Cape Breton woman is suing the telecom giant, alleging one of their customer service agents shared her personal information with harassers. On edge, some Wolfville residents are feeling uneasy following reports of a man looking into women's bedrooms. And on the hook, customers who bought water systems after aggressive sales pitches can't get out of their contracts.
Tracking our latest system moving west to east through the region over the next 24 to 36 hours, but clearing out for the weekend. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. A Cape Breton woman is taking telecom giant Bell to court. She claims one of their customer service agents shared her personal information with a group who then launched a targeted harassment campaign on her and her friends. Brett Ruskin has the story.
Rochelle McCormick became a target after posting in support of a transgender rights advocate. A conservative influencer quoted that post to their 7 million followers, who then started attacking Rochelle online.
I would wake up to upwards of 8,000 notifications on my phone.
Then they started texting her phone directly and texting her friends too.
They were trying to make it look like I was giving out my friend's personal information, saying, Rochelle asked us to contact you. And I was like, there's no way that's happening.
They even made fake 911 calls.
I heard a knock at the door, and I mean, that's always alarming when it's midnight. And I come out, and there's 2 police officers from the local police detachment, and they said, there's been a wellness check called in on you. I said, excuse me?
But how did this group get her phone number, address, and contacts? Turns out one of the members was an agent at Nordia, a Canadian company once owned by Bell and which acts as one of their call centers. The agent had been looking up Rochelle's file.
And they essentially reassured me that there was no security risks on my account, that they will change my number, they charge the number fee, and I thought I was in the clear.
She was charged $55 to change her number, but the agent who'd breached her account still had access to her file. Here's a text message from the agent to someone who forwarded it to Rochelle.
Actually, the message says Rochelle just called in to change her phone number. So the day I called in to give my number was the day it was disclosed.
Rochelle's lawyer is Laura Nealon.
Bullying on the internet is nothing new, but this is taking it to a new level. Breaching somebody's phone records is, I think people would find that very surprising.
She's helping Rochelle to sue Bell, the call center Nordia, and the specific agent who shared her information. As for a response from Bell and from Nordia, CBC News reached out to them individually. Nordia has not gotten back to us in the past week. Bell says that they are waiting to be officially served with paperwork. There has been documentation that has been filed, the notice of action filed with the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia. But an interesting story overall about how easily accessible our data is by these large companies and their call centers. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Halifax.
A 34-year-old man has been charged with second-degree murder in the case of a suspicious death this week in Sydney. A body was found in an apartment building on Macaulay's Lane on Tuesday. Police still have not released the identity of the victim, but they say the victim and the attacker were known to each other. The man charged with murder is from New Brunswick, but has been living in Sydney. He's currently in custody and will appear at a later date in court. Reports of a man looking into women's bedrooms on a Wolfville street have many of the women who live there on edge. This week, the RCMP issued a release saying they're investigating several complaints of a man peering through windows on Prospect Street. The CBC's Paul Palmeter has that story.
In the last 4 weeks, police have taken 5 calls where women have seen a man looking in through their bedroom windows. The incidents are leaving women who live on the street with an uneasy feeling.
Honestly, it did surprise me in our, 4 years that we've been here. We've never heard of something like this happening, especially so close to home. It is a little making us uneasy.
One end of Prospect Street borders Acadia University. Many of the people who live on the street are Acadia students, or they just recently graduated from the school.
The town is very student populated during the school year, so everyone's kind of walking around and you kind of know everyone. However, in the summer, people tend to leave, and that's not the case anymore, and the vibe kind of shifts.
Police are appealing to the public for help in finding the man responsible and describe him as a male in his 20s, clean-shaven with light brown skin, curly brown hair, and wearing round glasses. They're also issuing safety tips for women who live on the street.
People in this area should just be taking precautionary measures, including locking unattended doors and windows and reporting suspicious activity to police.
McCann says officers will be keeping a close eye on the street and say residents should not hesitate to call police or 911 in an emergency. But they also say it's important not to engage anyone they might see around their home. Residents are already heeding the advice of police.
Had never come across an issue like this. I also live in Halifax as well, so I've never heard of an issue like that happening either. So it is kind of unsettling that that's happening, but taking the extra precautions and making sure the RCMP are involved is definitely reassuring.
Paul Pometer, CBC News, Wolfville.
The Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission has dismissed a racial profiling complaint against Halifax Harbour Bridges, the Halifax Bridge Commission, and Commissionaires Nova Scotia. Ross Gray was walking his bicycle across the bridge in July of 2021 when he was tracked down by Bridge Patrol officers who accused him of riding in the pedestrian lane. Video surveillance showed Gray was not riding his bike in the pedestrian lane and that the officers stopped the wrong person. A public hearing about the incident was held this past April and a decision was made yesterday. While the board chair of the commission acknowledged the bridge staff mistakenly stopped Gray that day, his race or color was not a factor. Nova Scotia's Public Works Minister says it's not true that work to protect the Chignecto Isthmus has stalled. Some local politicians made that claim this week as they banded together to lobby for construction to get underway. The dikes that protect the isthmus from the ocean tides need major upgrades that are estimated to cost $650 million and take 10 years to complete.
We have regulatory approvals we have to go through. We are working with our stakeholders. We've consulted with the Indigenous community. There was a meeting with the Indigenous community, I think, on June 25th to talk about proceeding forward. Tremendous amount of work to be done before we can actually put shovels into the ground.
Maslin says representatives from Nova Scotia and New Brunswick meet weekly to push work on the isthmus forward. All right, Ryan, so we had a bit of a cloudier, not quite as hot day today.
Yeah, and things continue to cloud up this evening. Still some sun breaking through over Cape Breton, Amy, but yeah, that cloud is thickening up even for the island, and some drizzle starting to work its way into the south and west, Yarmouth down through Shelburne and up the South Shore region where it's been quite foggy this afternoon. You can see the warmest temps were in the north and east today and into Cape Breton where we did have a little more sun. The clouds, again, pretty dominant from start to finish today and through the southwest where we are seeing some of that drizzle. Some showers, New Brunswick and into PEI. And this is the front itself that is going to be swinging across the province as we move through tonight and into tomorrow morning. With that, we're going to be seeing showers, downpours, the risk for some thunderstorms, and that front will then move out. In the wake of that front, this is going to be our Friday right here. Just some little isolated showers developing into the afternoon. But with that, little instability in the atmosphere, could hear a rumble of thunder as well. Note the temperatures tomorrow, 22 to 26, and that risk for thunderstorms will be in the north and east and into Cape Breton, not only in the morning on the tail end of that front, but also into the afternoon, as I said, with those isolated shower chances. So let's time it out. And you can see there's the front coming through tonight. Really not a substantial shot of rain, unfortunately. They will be hit and miss showers, but when they come down, they'll be raining down pretty good into Friday afternoon. And there again, right here is going to be those isolated showers that will move through. Those move out. And then into Saturday, it's high pressure. And that high pressure area is going to settle in, not only for Saturday, but also for Sunday, and mostly sunny skies for both days. Winds are going to be light both days. Really, really nice weekend shaping up. Early next week, we will be watching a system approaching from the south, building our clouds in. Perhaps some high cloud moving in later Sunday, but it looks like that should hold off until Sunday night. And then that we'll see a couple of showers starting to move in for Monday. We'll time that out with your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Amy.
All right, we'll talk to you then. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
We have more now on a story CBC has been reporting on since May about a water treatment company called Atlantic Environmental Systems. Last week, the province revoked the company's direct seller's permit. That's after customers came forward with stories of aggressive and high-pressure sales. The company plans to appeal that decision. As for any dissatisfied customers who've already bought systems, there may be no option but to keep paying. Shayna Luck has the story.
So this is the new tap that was installed.
Bob Dobson wishes he'd never got his new water filtration system. It cost nearly $8,000. He says he didn't fully understand the contract when he signed.
The pressure, I guess, that I felt when he was doing all these tests, and it was driving me crazy.
Dobson says the salesperson did a roughly 3-hour sales presentation, testing his water with tiny bottles, making tea, asking him about his detergent. He says he found it all confusing.
That would not be enough time.
And later, when he and his family looked more closely at the contract, they realized the total cost.
I said, holy mackerel, this is a lot of money. I mean, I'm on a fixed income and you know, I don't have any big pensions.
There were 9 complaints to the province about the company. Last week, the province concluded the company used aggressive and manipulative sales tactics and took away its permit for door-to-door sales. The decision concluded that 2 customers were impacted by a high-pressure sales process where the salesperson did not give them enough time to absorb and understand the information presented before pressuring them to sign the sales contract or loan agreement. But in an email to CBC, the province explained people who have a contract with Atlantic Environmental must honor their agreements. Dobson's daughter, Jennifer Keefe, said months later she asked the company to take back the system and refund her dad, but it was too late.
I just felt like he was taken advantage of, and it made me feel sick.
Atlantic Environmental Systems says it has multiple concerns about the decision, including its greatest concern that the company's sales scripts resulted in high-pressure tactics. The company also disputes the finding that it avoided cancellations during the 10-day cooling-off period. Atlantic Environmental Systems says it plans to immediately appeal the decision. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Halifax.
Nova Scotia Health is working to verify the number of people in the province still in need of a family doctor. As of June 1st, 160,000 Nova Scotians were on the province's Need a Family Practice registry. That number has not been updated since. Nova Scotia Health says the delay is because it has not verified the information on the list since August of 2023. Over the next few weeks, the health authority will be phoning people on the wait list to confirm that they still need a primary care provider. The call may come from an unknown or blocked number, but staff will not ask for personal information other than a patient's birthday and the last 4 digits of their health card. Premier Tim Houston is defending the Nova Scotia Loyal program his government rolled out this week. Under the program, people who buy local products at Sobeys and NSLC can periodically earn bonus points on their Scene Plus or Air Miles cards. In the last election, the PCs promised to create a system that would allow Nova Scotians who bought local products to earn points they could redeem to pay for government services such as license renewals. They ditched that plan last fall after hearing from Nova Scotians. Houston told reporters today this version still fulfills his election promise.
We just need to make sure that Nova Scotians are aware of their options when they're making their consumer choices. So the Nova Scotia Loyal campaign promise, I believe that we're absolutely everything we do is consistent with the intent of that promise.
This program is laughably stupid. Like, honest to God, they've spent $6 million on this, so 1 week a month, people who manage to find local products in Sobeys can get 50 cents worth of Scene points. Like, are you kidding me? $6 million for this, and it took them 3 years to come up with this plan?
Churchill says it would have been better for the province to give the $6 million to try to boost sales at smaller independent grocers and at local farm markets. It is 5 months until Christmas, but holiday celebrations were in full swing today at Souls Harbor Rescue Mission. The mission held Christmas in July at its 5 locations across the province, serving up hundreds of special meals for those in need.
You know what? Summer is so hard for our guests and our residents because they don't get to do the things we do. Go to the beach or go to the park and just really enjoy the fellowship and companionship that comes along with those kinds of summer holidays. And so we provide that here today.
And I talked to Michelle Porter, CEO of Seoul's Harbor Rescue Mission, about the challenges faced by her clients in the summertime. That's our newsmaker just after 6:30. A PEI podiatrist who calls himself Dr. John Johnson, DP, is facing allegations he has no formal credentials at all. CBC has asked Johnson to show us his credentials, but he hasn't. A national group says it's clear signal that the island needs regulation and oversight of the profession. Steve Bruce reports.
So, hello, my name's Dr. John Johnson.
That's how John Johnson introduced himself a month ago, ahead of an interview about his clinic's cleaning and sterilization protocols, which public health officials were investigating. In that story, we showed this signage from his Stratford clinic, which says Dr. John Johnson, DP. Now, after it aired, we got a tip alleging Johnson is no doctor of podiatry and has no formal credentials at all. Then his stepmother, Melanie Johnson, came forward, alleging the same thing.
I just want people to know what's going on there. Would you ever let a person cut into your foot if you didn't think he was certified?
Now, John's father, Brian, is a licensed podiatrist in New Brunswick and used to run Johnson Podiatry here on PEI. Melanie Johnson says John worked under his dad for a while and a couple years ago got to work on his own treating patients' foot conditions. The clinic website, which is now down, said he treated warts, bunions, corns, and calluses and used laser therapy. Melanie claims the 26-year-old's done all that without ever completing an actual podiatry program. She laid out her allegations in a Google review of his clinic in January. Shortly after separating from Brian, the clinic responded, saying, quote, Dr. John Johnson attended Salford University in the UK and graduated with a doctorate in podiatry. Practicing with no formal education or doctorate would be highly illegal and obviously cannot happen. Now, we reached out to Salford University. It says there's no record of Johnson ever registering there. We asked Johnson for proof of his credentials. He didn't provide them.
Accountability is important.
Howard Green, the head of the Canadian Podiatric Medical Association, says this speaks to the need for podiatry to be regulated on PEI. Most provinces do regulate it and require specific credentials for licensing.
If there were regulations in place, this wouldn't or shouldn't happen. But without the regulations in place, unfortunately, it's a bit of a free-for-all.
Though even without provincial regulations, this Toronto law professor says it may be illegal for someone providing medical services to claim to have credentials that they don't.
If you utilize it, that credential to either obtain fees, remuneration, or to touch people, then that's certainly not acceptable and runs into criminal and civil problems.
Now, neither the police nor provincial health or justice officials would say whether they are investigating John Johnson and his credentials. Johnson himself didn't respond to CBC at all for this story. His dad, Brian, didn't either. The PEI government says it does plan to regulate podiatry this fall. Steve Bruce, CBC News, Stratford.
Coming up, the wildfires threatening Jasper, Alberta have swept through the historic town, causing significant damage. Loblaws and its parent company have agreed to pay $500 million to settle a class action lawsuit regarding their involvement in a bread price fixing scheme. And there's a lovely look at LaHave Island. Ryan's up next with his full weather forecast. We're back after this. So yeah, some cloud outside our windows, and still nice. It's still summer.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Even the bar it gets higher and higher, right? So the low bar, that is. Even a day is it's okay.
Still a great day.
It really is. Have a look at our webcam shot. This is a live shot from Lunenburg, and
so pretty there.
It really is. And just a few minutes ago, when I loaded this shot in, you could see the fog was a little more in the mix there, so it's coming and going. But the fog patches are definitely in the mix there in Lunenburg. It's just 16 degrees there right now. So in those kind of onshore foggy winds. And yeah, that is going to be the name of the game through tonight. Fog patches will be rolling in. 18 degrees here at the CBC in Halifax in downtown, and even at the airport it's 18, 20 degrees in through the valley, and still hanging on to 23 at the Caribou Point Station and Cheticamp as well, away from those onshore southerly winds. Note the humidity with the dew point values. It's been on the increase today, feeling noticeable to humid, and that is going to continue tonight. And then we've got some drier air moving back into the region through Friday and into the weekend. There's that drizzle that's been moving into the south and west. A couple of showers, some heavier downpours, in fact, with this line in New Brunswick and another line in Maine, and even down towards the Cape Cod area. This is what's going to be sweeping through tonight. But the showers, the risk for thunderstorms, some drizzle intermixed, and of course the fog patches. Then this area of high pressure is going to be moving in, but before it does, still the chance for some spotty showers tomorrow and the risk of a rumble of thunder as well. Some much needed wet weather in the Jasper area, thankfully today. Not enough, but we'll again keep our fingers crossed that more wet weather, the better there in Alberta with a cooler day. Thankfully, as that heat has moved eastward, 32 in Regina, 28 in Winnipeg, and we're into the mid-20s through the Great Lakes. Now, tonight, as we said, the showers, the thunderstorms, fog patches, overnight lows tonight, 16, 17, and 18 degrees. The winds will be relatively light, but they'll be in from the south tonight. And as we walk you through the timeline here, note the best chances for showers and thunderstorms are going to be here in the north and east. It's not as great of a risk here down through the south and west, but we'll all have the opportunity to hear a rumble of thunder tonight and to see some of those showers falling. Note by Friday morning, Cape Breton down through Guysborough County, that's where I think the front hangs on. That's the greatest risk tomorrow morning. Isolated risk here back further west as well. And it's clearing out from west to east. Note though into the afternoon, here are those showers that are going to be marching in from north to south with the northerly winds as well. The winds will shift to northerly, and we will be looking at the possibility of a rumble of thunder tomorrow afternoon for Cape Breton as well. Even the eastern shore, temperatures ranging between 20 and 22 in those onshore winds for Inverness County. We'll get into the 24-25 range, Richmond County into the eastern shore. Looking at 21 Amherst, 23 in Tatamagouche. Looks like inland should crack 26 in places like New Glasgow, 24 in through the metro area. 22 degrees through the valley tomorrow. Again, onshore flow here, Yarmouth as well. And then we're going to be looking at, again, nice day, Bridgewater, South Shore. Those showers will be remaining to the east. Saturday, beautiful, 22 to 26. Note the winds. Along the Atlantic coastline, the winds will be from the south. And so if you are heading to the beach, you'll feel the sea breeze on Saturday. Again, going to the beach to cool off, right? So you will be feeling that. And then that area of high pressure settling in on Sunday. There's Saturday evening, overnight Sunday, another nice day. There's that system approaching not until Sunday night into Monday. So there's Sunday, widespread 24 to 28. Again, Atlantic coastline will be into the sea breeze. So just be mindful of that. And quick look at the muggy meter. Look how low it is. Pretty pleasant right through the weekend, and then spiking up for next week. Still some uncertainty as to how muggy it's going to be feeling, but we will be watching those showers Monday. Isolated risk for Wednesday and into a better chance for Thursday, Amy. But overall, pretty good looking 7-day forecast.
You sure got it. All right, thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, up next, I'll talk with Michelle Porter, CEO of Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, and I'll ask why they're holding Christmas in July. That's our newsmaker. Stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News. They're calling it Christmas in July down here at Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, and I'm joined by CEO Michelle Porter. So talk to me a bit about what's happening today. You're dressed for the occasion.
I think a lot of us got dressed up for the occasion. We have Christmas in July being celebrated at 5 of our locations across the province, and Mission Mart is even having a Christmas in July sale.
Well, why did you decide to do this?
You know what? Summer is so hard for our guests and our residents because they don't get to do the things we do. Go to the beach or go to the park and just really enjoy the fellowship and companionship that comes along with those kinds of summer holidays. And so we provide that here today.
So you've got quite a crowd in there. What are you serving up?
Oh, wow. We filled up within the first 5 minutes, so that's 72 seats, and I think we filled twice. We're having pulled turkey on a bun and all kinds of sides and goodies to go with that.
So what has the reception been like? What are people saying as they come in?
Everyone seems to be really happy today, and I love wishing people Merry Christmas because it kind of takes them aback, but they're going with it.
Now, you see the front lines of poverty and homelessness. How is the summer? You know, a lot of people think, well, homeless in the winter is tough, but the summer is also difficult.
The summer is so challenging for people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. You talk about people who are living in unsanitary or unsafe conditions. They don't have air conditioning. If they even have a fan, they're lucky. Now add to that, you might be in a tent, and you just can't sleep in a tent during the heat and humidity that we have been having.
Well, what are you seeing in terms of need, people coming to you for help?
One of the things that we've done is we've started our mobile mission, and we call it the Souls Mobile, and they're going around to the encampments and whomever they find along the way and really trying to meet some of those day-to-day needs.
Now, as you mentioned, this is happening around the province. How do you coordinate all of that?
This was coordinated through our managers and our chefs, and everybody has their own menu, whatever flair they wanted to put on it, whatever donations that they received there, and it seems like every meal. I'd like to eat at every one of our locations today. They're so special.
Is there any one location that you're finding that the need is greatest?
The need is always greatest here in Halifax, just by the sheer numbers that are in our city, for sure.
So you've done Christmas in July before, but what's different this time around?
This time around, we're coordinating it through 5 of our locations, plus our thrift store. The meals are a ramp higher. We have Christmas cards for every person. We have actual table favors, that placemats that were signed at Christmas that we saved and set aside for this special day.
Well, congratulations on a good event, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Coming up, the International Olympic Committee is being accused of ignoring its own neutrality rules when it comes to competitors from Russia and Belarus. Welcome back. As feared, one of the wildfires that has been threatening Jasper, Alberta all week has swept through the historic town. The damage is significant, and the firefighting efforts continue. The CBC's Travis McEwen has the latest.
The aftermath of the wildfire in the town of Jasper is shocking for many. Just the base of homes and rubble remaining. Alberta's premier estimates potentially 30 to 50% structural damage, the majority of it in the southwest section of the town. Video shows areas of the east part of the town still standing, but Parks Canada and the town's mayor are still not confirming what's burned and how much.
Appreciate people see that as a frustration, but we need the information before we can share it, and we fully appreciate that those on the ground have a challenging job at their hands right now, still fighting the fire and protecting some of the homes that still are standing.
And so although those of us who experience Jasper as visitors can't imagine what it feels like to be a Jasperite right now, we share the sense of loss with all of those who live in the town, who care for it, and who have helped build it.
The fire threatened Jasper since Monday night when close to 25,000 people had to evacuate the town.
You can't control Mother Nature.
Evacuees like Darlene Skihill are stressed, wondering if her home is still standing. She's expecting the worst.
Last night it was inevitable from the few pictures we saw on phones and everything. And going to bed last night, it was like thinking that everything will be gone by morning.
Meanwhile, Ian Sheldon and his family are holding out in Hinton. He and his wife own a business in Jasper and were in the process of selling their home. Sheldon is hopeful they may still be untouched.
Hoping that that home is still standing, and we're in the middle of selling it so that the new owners still get to move into their beautiful home, and then we still have a business downtown. And for the sake of town and everybody, I just hope downtown is still there, and that there's still homes that people can live in.
Meanwhile, Jasper evacuees will continue to stay in the community next door in Hinton, where they say they've been treated like family. Travis McEwen, CBC News, Hinton.
Many of the evacuees from Jasper fled to Calgary, more than 400 kilometers away. They're tired and they're anxious. And as the CBC's Colleen Underwood shows us, they're also being resilient as they watch what's unfolding from afar.
Alice Warshawski left her Jasper home in a hurry, not realizing she may never return. She's originally from Ukraine, having fled the war and came to Canada 2 years ago. So she says she never expected she'd be forced to run again. She just learned her home was lost in the fire.
What can I do? If I break down now, what will I do? I will just sit and cry and nothing's going to change, right?
Jasper residents find some temporary relief at this evacuation reception center in Calgary. Many exhausted and in a state of shock about what's happening back at their home. But it wasn't always running smoothly. Last night, some were turned away because the center wasn't being staffed 24/7.
Tired and kind of frustrated for sure by lack of communication, or the communication that we did get not being accurate. But I don't know, I'm just trying not to stress.
The City of Calgary says there was a brief window of time when it wasn't staffed, but says it will now remain open until Saturday morning.
To those evacuees who did not immediately receive assistance, I apologize sincerely. I can only imagine what it must have been like to have to rapidly evacuate and then drive 12 to 15 hours to show up here and be met with closed doors.
Calgary is one of a few cities welcoming evacuees. Edmonton and Grand Prairie have also opened their doors. The province estimates about 10,000 people, a combination of residents and seasonal workers, fled. Calgary city officials say unlike other evacuees they've helped in the past, there are fewer families.
What we're seeing in the evacuees that are arriving now are typically a younger population that's working in Jasper that drove themselves here, and they need some accommodation and they need some other supports, but not to the level that we saw in Yellowknife.
That younger population reflective of a tourist town that relies on seasonal service workers who quickly form bonds.
We're trying to keep it as a big group. Like, we're pretty much family up there. It's all remote, so just try to keep together.
Many are hanging on to the hope that the community will be able to rally together, recover, and rebuild. Colleen Underwood, CBC News, Calgary.
There are more than 400 wildfires burning in British Columbia, and more evacuation orders are being issued. An order was issued last night for part of the regional district of Central Kootenay, including Duncan Island and Glacier Creek Regional Park. That's due to the Glacier Creek fire burning in the southeastern corner of the province. And an evacuation order has come down for the entire village of Silverton. The Alwyn Creek fire is now threatening the safety of that community. And in the central interior, new evacuation orders have been issued for parts of the Caribou Regional District. U.S. President Joe Biden is framing his decision to step aside as a move to protect democracy. Biden gave a speech from the Oval Office last night to explain why he dropped out of the presidential race. Paul Hunter has the details.
It was a remarkable and rare moment in U.S. politics, a sitting president willingly stepping back from his bid for re-election. Joe Biden from the Oval Office speaking directly to America and the world, explaining his decision first announced Sunday, underlining he'd heard his critics, those who'd argued he was seen as too old, mentally unfit for a second term, and that Democrats would likely lose the coming election if he stayed in it.
You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition.
Biden didn't dwell on the age thing, but he did reference it, a factor he'd at least publicly denied until now.
There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now.
A clear reference to his vice president and his choice to replace him as nominee for the November vote, Kamala Harris. She was out campaigning yesterday, so too Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump, who talked about Harris a lot.
You've done a terrible job. You've been terrible at everything you've done. You're ultra-liberal, and we don't want you here. We don't want you anywhere. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
Another indicator, the race ahead promises to be brutal. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
Grocery giant Loblaws made news today by settling a class action lawsuit and admitting that a boycott did impact the company. Sophia Harris reports on how the move might help a company struggling with its public image.
Loblaws has been the target of a lot of recent criticism.
Remember when they were caught fixing bread prices?
The grocer has also been accused of price gouging, which it denies.
At the end of the day, you get less for a toonie.
As food inflation soared, a grassroots movement called for a boycott during the month of May.
Online, tens of thousands of Canadians have pledged to boycott the company.
During a conference call today, Loblaws acknowledged the consumer boycott.
We did notice a bit of an impact in certain stores in specific markets.
And that bread price fixing scandal really took a bite. The company will pay about $500 million to settle an antitrust lawsuit, the largest ever in Canada.
A lot of people have been paying attention to the company, so I think it was the right thing and it was the right time, and so we made the deal.
It's really exciting. I'm so proud of our community.
Boycott organizer Emily Johnson believes Loblaws is making an effort.
I see that they're taking steps. I see that they're listening.
However, this marketing expert says Loblaws will stay in the public spotlight as long as grocery prices remain high.
As long as it's on people's minds and as long as Loblaws is the #1 grocer, Loblaws will be under scrutiny.
I'm going to be cautiously optimistic.
Johnson agrees.
So you're still going to keep your eyes on Loblaws and other grocers?
Absolutely. We're not going anywhere. And we're going to be pushing for food security. We're going to be pushing for fairer markets, fairer treatment of customers.
The federal government is working to increase competition in the industry, which includes shopping around for a foreign grocer. But no word yet if any international players want to set up shop in Canada. Sophia Harris, CBC News, Toronto.
Typhoon Gaemi made landfall in China today after wreaking havoc in Taiwan and the Philippines. More than 150,000 people living in China's southeastern province of Fujian were evacuated ahead of the storm. It comes the day after Gaemi ripped through northern Taiwan, killing at least 3 people. Many parts of the country remain shut down for a second day, including airports, train stations, schools, and businesses. Officials say 1 freighter sank during the storm and 5 other ships were left stranded. And in the Philippines, at least 21 people died from flooding and landslides brought on by the storm. Authorities are in a race against time to contain a massive oil spill after a fuel tanker sank in Manila Bay. An international human rights law firm is accusing the International Olympic Committee of ignoring its own rules on neutrality. The firm says many of the athletes competing for Russia and Belarus in the Paris Games have violated the rules by showing their support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The CBC's Briar Stewart has the details.
Oksana Levach is getting in a few last practices before she's off to Paris with the rest of Ukraine's Olympic wrestling team. And she's relieved she won't have to face any Russians.
Now it is a very difficult time and still war with terroristic country.
Oksana Levach.
Earlier this year, Levach did go up against a Russian athlete, but the Russian wrestlers invited to compete as neutrals at the Olympics all declined, a protest against rules they see as discriminatory.
Olympic athletes aren't supposed to make any political demonstrations or protests, but Russian and Belarusian athletes have to undergo additional screening designed to root out those who have publicly supported Russia's military and its war on Ukraine.
In my opinion, we should stay separate from politics.
Russia's Trampoline Federation has 1 athlete going to the Olympics, but another isn't because she failed the screening process.
They check all social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Some contend it wasn't thorough enough.
They should have found this. Really, they should have found this. It's embarrassing that they didn't.
The nonprofit Global Rights Compliance says about half of the Russian and Belarusian athletes who will be in Paris have broken the rules, including trampolinist Angela Blatseva. She competed at an event where a pro-war banner hung in the background.
But I think it's pretty clear that most links to the war like this, most expressions of open support, I mean, the IOC needs to be looking at them.
15 Russian athletes are scheduled to compete in Paris.
And the athletes who have been authorized.
A much smaller team than the Olympics in Tokyo, where athletes also couldn't compete under their country's flag. That time because of a national doping scandal. Briar Stewart, CBC News, London.
The Canadian women's soccer team scored a 2-1 win over New Zealand today in their opening match at Paris 2024. It comes amid a cheating scandal that resulted in 2 members of Canada's coaching staff being sent home yesterday. New Zealand scored first, but Canada soon tied it up. Canada scored the game winner in the second half. Head coach Bev Priestman volunteered to sit out today's match in the wake of the controversy, and acting coach Andy Spence stepped in. New Zealand complained to the IOC that drones were flown over 2 of their team's practice sessions. Assistant coach Jasmine Mander and analyst Joseph Lombardi were sent home immediately by the Canadian Olympic Committee after one of them admitted to using a drone to watch New Zealand's practice sessions. Several investigations are underway. Just a day away from the opening ceremony, the CBC's Salima Shivji takes a look at the last-minute touches and the security jitters ahead of the official start.
The stage is set, with stands begging to be filled, even as some are fussing with the final touches. All ahead of a risky open-air opening ceremony with the world watching. It's a security gamble, and France knows it. Cue the heaviest police presence Paris has seen in times of peace, and an eerie quiet in the barricaded streets. It's more like a fortress than a bustling capital. This massive security operation means more than 1 million people were screened ahead of the games. Athletes, volunteers, even locals. And more than 4,000 were denied access to this crucial zone near the river.
100% des effectifs disponibles, engagés sur l'ensemble du territoire national.
Absolutely every officer available is deployed and working, says this security expert. And every precaution taken. There's too much at stake. Israel's athletes are getting 24-hour protection from elite police squads, the highest security France can provide, with the conflict in Gaza provoking threats. The team's first soccer match deemed high risk went off without any major disruption, a relief for officials who confirmed Israel's plans for the ceremony.
What I can tell you is that the Israeli delegation will participate in the games, and specifically in the opening ceremony, just like any other delegation.
For other athletes, there's a heady mix of excitement and nervous anticipation ahead of the ceremony.
I think for sure France it's a little bit a target. It's not since today, it's since many years because we are a country of freedom and stuff.
I think that's all out of our control right now, so just have to pray and hope we're safe.
For some other athletes, like Canada's entire swim team, including gold medal favorite Summer McIntosh, sailing down a boat for the opening ceremony is a no-go because it will interfere with their competitions looming fast. Never mind the security alert level, which is the highest possible. Salima Shivji, CBC News.
CBC's live coverage of the opening ceremony of the Olympics begins tomorrow at 2 p.m. Atlantic. The event itself starts at 2:30. Canada's main stock index ticked lower today, weighed down by losses in the industrial sector. Here's a look at how the markets did as we head to break. Yeah, like we were talking earlier, like we were saying, oh, it's cloudy, you know, but it's still good.
Yeah.
We've been on quite a stretch of summer hot weather.
Still very, very nice. And yeah, we've got some foggy conditions rolling in as we speak, some drizzle as well. We are looking at the chance of showers beginning overnight, risk for some thunderstorms. But we're all it's clearing out just in time for the weekend. It couldn't really be timing out any better.
Kudos to you, Ryan.
Oh, thank you. No, if only. Have a look at our viewer picture of the day. Beautiful one. This one, we're going to zoom in the Chester area and Martin's Point.
Oh,
Have a look at this.
The angle on that is kind of the clouds sort of. Very neat.
Lovely. So much color in that photo. Brian Wambach, thank you so much for sharing. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Okay, so for Friday, some lingering showers, no doubt. The north and east will see a risk of a thunderstorm even into tomorrow afternoon, but we're clearing out. And there's Saturday. Temperatures 22 to 26 on Saturday. Let's show you again that frontal boundary timing. There's the front moving through. There's the clear out. High pressure, that big blue H. We love to see it as it times out for the weekend. The muggy meter, as we said, is creeping up for tonight and then kind of falling back down for the weekend. Pretty pleasant throughout the weekend, spiking up for early next week as those temperatures do increase. Lovely Saturday, lovely Sunday, maybe a few showers Monday, and again late Wednesday into Thursday.
Okay. Well, you know, if heights give you sweaty palms, you should probably look away for a bit. Yeah, me too. Daredevils can now fly over the rooftops of downtown Berlin thanks to Europe's highest swing. It's set up on top of a 35-story hotel, a dizzying 120 meters high.
But why? The swing offers visitors a chance to buckle up and take in the city from a whole new angle. Plus, there's no additional charge for screaming.
I'd be screaming for sure. All right, that's it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.